Welcome back, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in. I super appreciate it. This week, we're going to be looking at the sequel to the first game that we looked at last week as part of this marathon, MegaMan 02. I didn't actually go over the history of MegaMan 0. The game was made by Keiji Inafune, who was going to make the end of Mega Man X5 go into the MegaMan 0 series, but because Capcom likes money, Mega Man X6 was made, thus changing the beginning of the story for Mega Man 01. Mega Man 02 kind of touches and makes little changes that makes the game slightly better. But how much is slightly better for Mega Man 02? Let's find out now. Here's the intro. The story from Mega Man 02 starts off an entire year after the original game in the series. The world has been at peace for a while, when suddenly Zero is bombarded by Neo-Arcadians, and once Zero gets to the next base of the Resistance, he passes out at the entrance. They repair Zero, and he is sent again on missions to help defeat the Neo-Arcadians, with a new leader named El Paizo. I think I've seen this movie before. Zero goes on mission after mission after mission, where El Paizo decides that the army should attack the Neo-Arcadian base. In doing so, the Neo-Arcadians retaliate. Zero springs into action to take out the Neo-Arcadians by the base. He takes them down and the search is on to find El Paizo. Zero finds that El Paizo thinks that he has failed in his mission, and the search is on to find El Paizo. Finding him during missions, he finds various spots where he finds El Paizo is acting strangely. Zero makes it to a Neo-Arcadian shrine where Zero finds that El Paizo has gone mad with power. Through the power of the Dark Cyber Elves, El Paizo destroys X's body and becomes a god of sorts. Zero takes down El Paizo, and by means of that curses the Dark Elf. When the Dark Elf retaliates and tries to take down Zero, Zero defeats the Dark Elf, and when he does, it turns El Paizo into a spirit, and the game ends with the credits rolling. But what seems to be a tomb saying that the Dark Elf was awakened, and some sort of strange robot's turn to take over the world. And the game ends. The story for Mega Man 02 is miles better than the story for Mega Man 01. Mega Man 02 has corruption and greed, and just an epic storyline, all things considered. But X and Zero are too trusting of these people. They meet them all the time and they cause problems. Well, the story is significantly better than the first game, but how's the gameplay? Well, Mega Man 02 is basically the same as the last game. However, I have to say this game is significantly better with the gameplay. It gets rid of the elements of the first game in a sense that is no longer connected to which levels you go to. But honestly, I prefer this. It kind of goes back to the original Mega Man games and makes it so that you don't have to go back into the same area to do the missions in this game. You do get suits to enhance things like damage and attack, however, since I'm playing this on casual mode, I only use the ultimate armor. This makes my defense and offense off the freaking charts, which makes this game a heck of a lot easier. But I do still feel like this game is a bit harder than the first game, and I do feel like this game is easier than the first game, except for one of the bosses. This boss is stupid difficult. Holy cow, even with his weakness, this jerk can do whatever he wants and there's nothing I can do. However, it's the only fight in the game that's hard. The level design is also much better and it takes more of the use of the weapons with the Z-Saber and other weapons. There is a jump here in the game that's really difficult, but it is a nice change and I feel like they did more with the designing of the game around the limitations of the Game Boy Advance. There aren't stupid jumps like in the first game, and I feel like the movement is significantly better than the first game. It really goes back to the high-paced, high-flying action that Mega Man 0 is, and it's so fun. Mega Man 02 really does make the series much better with the improvements, however the game does not come without its flaws. I feel like the fast-paced action is warranted because of the lack of the enemies on screen. Yeah, I know. First I say the enemies on screen are too much, now they're not enough. But geez dude, I just want balance is all. But well done with Capcom to see that the level design was not great in the first game and make it miles better in the second game. Graphically speaking, the game feels the same with very little changes in the second game to the first game. The sprites are just as good as before, with the Ultimate Armor Zero looking pretty good. I actually am starting to dig Zero's design at this point. He looks a bit younger but still a BA. And he's just a dude taking down armies with a single slash of his sword, which makes him awesome. The bosses in this game are much better in this game than Mega Man Zero 1's. The final boss is way more epic than that of the first game. That way he comes to life is amazing as well, and freaking creepy as all get up. Musically, the soundtrack is really good, and it's not the best music in the Mega Man franchise, but I like it. Nevertheless, the sounds and the music are a bit different-ish, but not really. I love that they kept it mostly the same, as it is still satisfying as all get up. The gameplay for Mega Man Zero 2 is really fun, and I love it so much. Well, with that being said, I definitely like this game better than the original game, but how much better do I like Mega Man Zero 2 compared to Mega Man Zero 1? Well, Mega Man Zero 2 is a much better entry in the series, but I will say it's not my favorite Mega Man games of all time. For me, it does not benefit having synthetic level design due to the lack of the enemies. It's okay, and it does enhance what was lacking in the last game. I just want some sort of balance is all. I am still on search for hopefully one of the best games I've ever played, if not one of the best Mega Man games ever made. Thanks for watching, folks, and I'll see you in the next episode.